Dearly beloved, oh, I've been wanting to say that because we are Team Beloved. I wanted to come to you and have a Friday focus. Now, I've been thinking about doing this all year because my word of the year is focus. As you guys know, I've talked about it several times. I talked about it at conference. And several of you asked me to just revisit why I chose the word focus and what I am focusing on. The rest of the year, since it's halfway through, we have the rest of August, September, October, November, and December. So this is the busy 4.5 months, very busy for me. We have major birthdays, anniversaries, like something like Christmas is in there, the biggest selling season. So focus is really important to me and I really need to concentrate. So on Fridays, I'm gonna spend a few minutes to focus myself. So what are you focusing on? Focusing means like you are leaning in, you are putting your peepers, not just one, with something else with the other hand over here, not just the other eye, so that you can listen or watching TV or checking Facebook, but what are you focusing on in regards to your business? And I shared at conference why I chose the word focus. For me, God has gifted me with a lot of different gifts. And I have met a lot of you, and I know you feel the same way. There is some amazing women listening to this right now. And your mamas, you are employees, your wives, you run ministries, you are friends and sisters and daughters and your neighbors. And there's a long list of what defines you. And so being able to focus, especially when there is so many choices out there. There are so many choices on Facebook and Google and YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat. And I mean, my goodness, it's overwhelming, especially when you are gifted as you are. Oh, and by the way, we're going to talk about your business, which is another layer, another name on you. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have right now, number one, ADDD, attention deficit disorder by decision, and I also have multiple personality disorder. Does anyone feel that way? Kendra, I saw you did a heart. Do you feel like you have multiple personality disorder? Like you have to put on a hat for mama, put a hat for cleaning your house, put a hat on wife, put a hat on teaching, put a hat on, I mean, it just goes on and on. So let me help you just for today, the next 10 to 15 minutes. Now, if you don't have time to listen to this, then walk away. Yay, I'm glad you said yes, Kendra. Walk away, come back to it later, because I want you to write down some things with me, okay? I want you to write down some things. Focus for me is based on Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. And that, I'm going to paraphrase it in Heidi paraphrase. It says, run the race, set the pace till you meet Jesus face to face. That is my Heidi paraphrase. But in real life, it says, therefore, since we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, those are the people who've gone before us. Those are the saints that are watching and cheering us on from the sidelines. Therefore, since we're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that so easily entangles. I'm going to unpack that in just a second. And let us run the race, listen to this, that is set out before you, fixing your eyes, this is the focus part, fixing your eyes on Jesus, who is the one who made you, the one who designed your calling, the one who gave you the gifts, the author and perfecter of your faith, who for the scorn, shame, but for the glory of God, endured the cross and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. So I'm going to, in the middle there, I'm going to talk about the fixing your eyes part, the focusing part. How in the heck, when there is so many things that are hindering us and so many things that are holding us back. A few weeks ago, we were at the lake house, and they have a dock that you can park your boat at. Love it. It's my favorite place. Really, I think heaven is going to be on a lake, on a boat that you never have to fix or gas up and you don't get sunburn. Anyway, I love my lake time. But it is a perfect opportunity for a spider to build a spider web. They have the two planks here, the plank across, the cross beams. And every morning when I walk out there, guess what happens? You guessed it. You walk right into that spider web. Like, how did you not see it? It's in your face and in your nose and in your hair, and you are distracted and it's just tangled up. Have you ever walked into a spider web? Well, when the writer of Hebrews says, throw off anything that hinders us, I envision a stinking spider web. Something that is entangling me, that is holding me back from keeping my eyes moving forward. So the first time I walked into the spider web, maybe the second time because I had forgotten, but guess what? The third time, I came out with a broom. I am not going to walk into that. I'm going to throw off the stuff that entangles me and hinders me. So how do we do this? Focus, for me, I break it down in letters so that you remember it better. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on things that we are willing to fight for. Okay, if you were held accountable, if you had to go to court, and you were going to be convicted on what meant the most for you, what you focus on the most, and time was the only thing, the only evidence they had to prove against you, what would be the thing that you are focusing on? What is the thing that you're fighting for? For instance, you have 15 minutes. Are you going to fight for that Netflix show? Are you going to fight for Facebook? Are you going to fight, really worry about your toilet? When you have a neighbor that's in need, when you have a new consultant on your team that you can reach out to, that you can send a thank you note or a happy word. Ladies, what I'm saying, when you have limited time, which we all do, we are the busiest people, you can say an amen right here, the busiest women that have ever walked the planet, ever. We are more busy than people who had to crunch the butter, pull the corn off. We're more busy than that because we have more information. They had one thing. They had to make dinner, and they focus on that. So what will you fight for? Aw, thank you, Kendra. Are you going to fight? Are you going to fight for that relationship? Are you going to fight for that next party so that you can pay that bill that you have committed to pay for? Are you going to fight? Are you going to fight for your marriage? If those are the things you're going to fight for, that is what you're going to focus for, okay? I'm fighting right now. I am fighting big time to share God's loving story. That's what I'm fighting for. If that is through a party, if that's doing this right here, if that is with my children, whatever it takes, I'm going to fight for sharing God's story. So what are you fighting for? That's going to help you focus, okay? The second one, thank you, Kendra. I'm glad it's convicting you, but we're not done yet, so you might get your toes stepped on. Number 2 is the O in focus, and that is you got to get organized. Okay, like I said, ditto, ditto, ditto. We're the busiest people. We are the smartest. We are the most gifted. We have more information than any other generation ever, and it's overwhelming. So we have to get organized. And ladies, I don't know what that looks like for you. I don't know if you are a spreadsheet gal, if you are on your phone, you have to schedule things, if you have a list of things to do, if you have a journal, which my journal is my heart on paper. I journal everything that comes to my mind, my heart, my prayers. You've got to get organized. Now, I'm always working on this. I'm always working on this. So get organized so that you can fight for the things that matter, so that you're focused. You're walking toward the author and perfecter of your faith. You're walking toward your target. You got to get organized. And if you have some organizational tips, some of us are not gifted with organizing. Nope, we're not. Like I said, I have ADD-BD, attention deficit disorder by decision. So please share with me your ideas. I may or may not use them. It may not fit my personality, but look right here. Someone asked me, you see these things, it was awesome. I got to help someone organize. Someone said, Heidi, what do you do with all the paperwork when your kids go back to school? Everyone has something to sign. Everyone has paperwork. It's syllabuses. And I said, well, I just dump them in their name right there. And she thought that was aha. So something little, keep it organized, okay? C, focus. So we got, first we're going to fight. What are you going to fight for? Number 2 is organize, get organized. Number 3 is you're going to cut it out. Any MC Hammer fans out there? Cut it out, right? Basically going back to the spider web. You've got to cut out anything that is hindering you. If that is Facebook, if that is Netflix, if that is a bad relationship, identify that. Go out with that broom so you can knock down the cobwebs so that you're not entangled. I guarantee You will not be able to run the race that you are called to run if you're tangled up in that spider web of sin and hindrance. Okay, there's a lot of hindering things in my life. Trust me. You've got to identify them and knock it out, okay? Cut it out. U is use your resources. Now, I love this. I love this that as gifted women, you are the same. You want to reinvent the wheel. Well, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Use the resources that we are blessed to have. Remember, it is kind of a curse where we have so many opportunities and so many options, but it's also a blessing. If you don't know how to organize, Google how to organize. Use the resources. Use your friends. Use your accountability. Use what God has given you, and don't think you have to reinvent the wheel. Don't think you have to do that. And lastly, S is you've got to share your struggles. This hurts. But when you are vulnerable, when you are real, when you are deep-hearted, honest, that you're off focus, you're off target, that you have missed the mark, you got to share with someone. Share with someone that you trust will pray with you and encourage you, not judge you. Because that girl's judging you, she will be judged tenfold. Because I guarantee you, none of us have this gig down. None of us are running the race like God has called us. And we definitely need some sisterhood. That's right. Give me some hearts on that. There is a great sisterhood among beloved. And if someone judges you on beloved, you let me know and I will cut it out, because here is a safe place. Here is where we come and say, yeah, I made 47 phone calls and no one said yes. Okay, let's come together and find out why. We're going to support you. We're going to cheer you on. So share. So how are you focusing? What are you fighting on? Because that's what you should be focused. What will you fight for? That's what you should be focusing on. How are you organizing your crap? Like, basically get your crap together, right? Stop dilly-dallying and coming into your office or coming into your place of where you're going to work and have nothing organized. Get organized. Take Friday focus. Take 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it takes, and get organized. It's never, ever too late. And maybe you have to do that every Friday. Friday focus, Friday focus. Cut out that stuff that's holding you back. Identify it. Cut it out. You is use the resources God has given you, and you guys are awesome. I love using your stuff. Thank you for sharing. And lastly, you better share your successes, share your failures, and share with your sisters. Ladies, I hope this helps. I'm going to unpack this over the next few weeks on what I'm going to be focused on. Today, my Friday focus is I really got to hang out in my office, and I just got caught up on some little piddly paperwork. I got my desk a little bit organized. I'm not going to show you because organized for me is a little bit different than organized for you. But I spent a little time on focusing on what I want to fight for. And I want to fight for my business. I want to fight for those women who entrusted their business decision with me so that they can pay a bill off, or they can have a new friend, or they can save a marriage, whatever it may be. That's what I'm going to be fighting for. So what are you going to focus on today on Focused Friday? Yes, I love it. Nikki, hi, baby girl. Thanks, Kendra. Thanks, Vanessa, for being on. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me. And until next time, go focus on the author and perfecter of your faith. Run that race, set the pace until what? You meet Jesus face to face. God bless, ladies. Have a great weekend.